The Indiana Senate rejecting a new congressional map after President Trump pushed for it publicly, threatened to campaign against anyone who didn't support his effort for this new map, after Vice President J.D. Vance went to Indianapolis himself to make the case in person. Why does all of this matter? We are seeing a tit-for-tat race for redistricting in states all across the country. Of course, it started in Texas. That was the biggest battle where Republicans were successful in their effort to be able to redraw that state's map. They have won. The Supreme Court just handing them a victory. They could add up to 5 additional Republican seats. That prompting a counterpoint from California. California's Governor Gavin Newsom, of course, someone who has been talked about as a potential 2028 contender, backing an effort in California to redraw that state's map to find additional blue seats. He was successful in his ballot measure in the elections that we just had this past November. We do have Timm now on the phone. Jane, put all of this into context for us. How significant, how big of a blow is this to President Trump and Republicans?
Kristen, this is a stunning rebuke of the president. When I traveled out here, I expected to see some votes flip. I expected to see potentially this map pass, because Republicans, elected Republicans, even when they say they don't agree with President Trump, they often get in line. You've seen other states get in line. But as you see, this was a really strong vote on terms of the Senate against the president. By my tally, from the last time lawmakers voted on this in what was sort of seen as a proxy vote, where lawmakers said they didn't want to come back in December previously, the Trump team hasn't flipped a single vote in the last few weeks, despite putting ads on the air, despite calls from the president, despite calls from Mike Johnson. In Washington, we heard this was an all-hands-on-deck situation with all of Trump's allies calling and trying to flip votes here in Indianapolis, but it just didn't get across. You heard lawmakers coming forward and saying, you know what, this is bad for my community. And they were sometimes the proponents of this bill were drowned out by protesters outside the chamber, chanting, saying no cheating, shame, sort of stomping on the ground and shaking the Senate chamber, but truly a really surprising and rare rebuke of the president and his power.
We have about 30 seconds left. It's worth noting that Indiana's Governor Mike Braun just releasing a statement saying he's disappointed in a small group of misguided state senators. Some really strong language there. The reaction will undoubtedly continue to pour into this big blow to President Trump and Republicans. Timm, thank you so much for your great reporting and for being there live for us. We appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.